Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Evolved official scenarios. Last one, and then we will finish the playlist. Xenophobia. Anger over immigration, globalization, and exploitations trigger a rapid increase in hostility towards foreigners worldwide. Countries heavily fortify their borders, significantly reducing the amount of cross-border traffic worldwide. On a positive note, border guards get to shout, "You shall not pass." So, as far as I'm aware, this does not really impact air travel and sea travel as much as it would just cross-land stuff, so... I mean, if you're relying on crossing land borders, it's probably not going to be that great for you. Let's go for a simple virus type. I have done zero practice for this scenario. Let's just sort of see what happens. Go with my standard setup today, Mega Brutal difficulty, and we'll call it, Pimply Bulge. Sure, why not? You are a new virus. We'll start off in Saudi Arabia, as we would often do. So land transmission's gonna be tough. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. We'll see. We'll overwhelm them with sheer numbers. Now, we probably actually do want to go for some birds or something that can kind of force it to cross over the borders, even though they're closing things down. The borders don't care about your guards shouting, "You shall not pass." They just fly over you. That's why they're birds. Is anything else free? No, not really. Insomnia mutated, okay. Slow down that cure a little bit more. We actually have a hard time getting an early spread here in Saudi Arabia. I'm kind of surprised. Go for the coughing, go for the pneumonia. Next we'll go for some sneezing, like so. And maybe we'll just go for some early transmission and that's going to be it. I mean, I could go for, like, nausea at the very least, but yeah, let's just focus on a little bit of early transmission at this point. Now, I still see plenty of boats and planes traveling around, so I really think all this does is modify the, just cross-border transmission. That's it. I mean, it still says their borders are open, they're just heavily fortified, for whatever that means. Or air transmission. New worrying disease. We're going to focus a little bit on the air and the water transmission kind of in the early game here, just to increase the likelihood that we can use those other vectors to my advantage. There we go. And they've shut down their airports already. Now, I suspect that they shut that stuff down a little bit quickly, a little early, but maybe not. I mean, Saudi Arabia is fully infected. That's usually the trigger for when they want to shut things down, so I guess it's not that surprising. I am going to go for the extreme bioaerosol, and then we'll go for some bird transmission. Probably 1 or 2 levels of that at the very least. And if we're lucky, we get the extreme bird migration event. That would be awesome. I don't think we're going to get that lucky, but it would be nice. A guy can dream, alright? Shut up. Okay, got all this stuff. Yay. Anything else we care about? We'll get a little rural transmission and maybe 2 levels of that. Yeah, let's get 2 levels of rural transmission. There's some anemia. Focus everything else goes on abilities. We're going to go for some drug resistance and cold resistance to start us off. How are we doing as far as the islands and stuff? Pretty good, missing the Philippines, Greenland, Iceland, the Caribbean. Otherwise, looking relatively good. Systemic infection a little early, kind of worries me. I'm going to devolve that one. I'm okay with having pulmonary fibrosis. That's not a ton of lethality, but other stuff, that could come back to bite me. More cold transmission. Now we need more drug transmission. That costs 39. Tumors kind of sucks, but we'll live. Pimply bulge. I mean, tumors actually make sense for pimply bulbs. They're not pimples. They're cysts and or tumors. Now, we probably should get rid of it, right? Yeah, let's get rid of it. I'm not usually much of one... Okay, total organ failure absolutely has to go. Holy crap, can't have that. Too much lethality. Need to get to islands. Russia leading the global cure efforts. Okay, we're getting into Scandinavia at least. Systemic infection is back. Freaking virus, knock it off. Genetic hardening's level 1 and level 2. Yeah, so we're still missing Greenland and Iceland. Necrosis mutated, which is great, but if we can't get some boats over there, it's not going to matter. There's Iceland, there's Greenland, okay! And we're in Morocco, right? So that's every country in the world. Done. Total organ failures next. We'll probably save up for something like coma or inflammation. We're actually probably not going to get an amazing score here because they're actually working on that cure surprisingly quickly here. Let's go for the coma to slow things down. There we go. Diarrhea. Okay. A little bit more lethality. Kill people faster, please. We have the necrosis already. Inflammation to slow things down. Again. Why did it say I mutated? No, that's paralysis. Never mind. Dysentery. Kill faster. And everything else now goes toward genetic reshuffles to try and buy myself a little bit more cure Resets. There we go. I know I'm taking it a little bit fast here, and I'm not really paying a ton of attention to what I'm doing, but it's like, It's kind of like the who cares scenario. It's like, this doesn't seem that bad. Okay, so it's a little harder to get your cross-transmission, which means we were a little bit slower, which means we probably aren't going to get as good of a score, but it's not terrible. We're less than 50%. And we're going to destroy the world in just over a year. So, there it is. That's the 3 stars. I got the achievement. See? Now, granted, I understand that with the official scenarios playlist, you really were supposed to start at the bottom and work your way up. The ones on the bottom were the oldest. It just means that the very first scenarios, the very first official scenarios they came up with, were actually shockingly easy and didn't really change the game up in any particularly meaningful way. And it got more and more unique and complex as time went on. So we kind of started complicated and made it easier for ourselves as time went on, but yeah, these two kind of pushovers, not a big deal. The good news is, now that this is done, I'm able to go back to the custom scenarios playlist, which will be fun. So you guys are going to have to show me some pretty awesome stuff. Like, for example, there's Futurama, the Common Cold. I like that. Not sure what all these are. This looks like just a standard frozen virus we just did. Post-apocalypse? Sure, why not? Trumpitis? Alright, sure, we'll do Trumpitis. And then there's some other things that we'll do in the future. But yeah, so that is the end of the official scenarios playlist until they add more into the game, which who knows when that's going to be. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.